pilots, and welcome back. I know it's been a while since I posted a new video though, because I have some new projects in the works. I've got some more art being commissioned for the channel, and the new project that I am in the process of putting together, I'm going to probably let you know a little bit more about that at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let us carry on with series Resurecta. So far, I've really been enjoying this, even though it's still set in the Freespace 1 universe. I just cannot get over how good all these models look. I know I keep saying this in just about every single video though, but I just, wow. These models look absolutely stunning. Okay.
Current situation. Part April 1st 23th 2335 GT Veritas Rosso to 82310 hours 2 days ago. The task force led by the Veritas engaged and destroyed the Sheevan destroyer Skeleff and its attending warships. The victory has halted the Sheevan counterattack, which had been gaining strength quickly. The PvP Imhotep also won a series of minor engagements, but the Type Bomb was heavily damaged in the process. While the Veritas engaged its opponents in direct combat dominated by pure firepower, the Imhotep was tied down in a holding action that was specifically aimed at preventing our ally from joining the Orion in combat. It was thanks to the many pilots serving on both vessels that we managed to overcome this dual counterstrike. Current situation. Part 2. As everybody knows, Ross 128 was the first system in which a Sheevan attack against Terran and Belsudan assets was carried out, and we have never been able to explain how and from where the Sheevans entered this system. The recent sensor jammings and signs of renewed Sheevan organization led many of us to suspect that the SD Lucifer was not the only Sheevan asset capable of coordinating strikes. In other words, we knew that something else, possibly located somewhere in this system, was slowly replacing the Lucifer as a nexus of command and control. It turns out that a secondary source of coordination for the Sheevans has been located. However, before I venture into describing its whereabouts and our plan to counter it, let me bring you up to speed on a couple things relevant to how the war is going.
Wow.
Victory Mikhail, however, despite the worrying increase in Sheevan activity in Ross 128, let me be the first to announce that a decisive victory over the Sheevans has been achieved in Mikhail. Led by the GTD Bastion, GTD Krios, PvD Pinnacle and PvD Hope, joint Terran and Belsudan forces have secured the system from our terrible foe, thereby severing one of the two known branches of the Sheevan force in our systems. Our forces' victory over the Demon Destroyer duo composed of the SD Quetzalcoatl and SDE has been extraordinary. With the Sheevan vessels Mikhail cornered by allied task forces, they held their ground to the last ship, resulting in a fierce battle. The demons depleted their spacecraft complements in a desperate attempt to form a fighter's screen and counter our ships with bombing runs. Despite their best efforts to fend off allied forces, our attrition punched through their defenses and brought about the destroyer's inevitable fall to our units.
Good.
Wrote Seshat Scouts. Still no official explanation has been given to us by the PBN with respect to a couple of episodes involving their Seshat Scouts performing patrols in this system. Our allies report that some of these scouts have gone missing in action. However, we have confirmed sensor contact with at least 2 of them in past operations, and none of their systems appeared to report malfunctions of any sort. These scouts did not reply to our hails or react in situations where additional firepower would have been of help. Given that the Seshat is a retrofitted design that has experienced major malfunctions during its development, we cannot exclude the possibility that there is some kind of communication system failure in these fighters. Despite this minor issue, our operations will continue as planned.
Good grief, seriously?
The SI Gehenna in a remote region of the system, the PBN scout with of retrofitted Seshat fighters found what appears to be a Sheevan installation. This new class of installation has been designated SI Arachnus, while the installation itself has been designated Gehenna. Our allies observed the installation for a while, but they were ultimately forced to abandon the area because of incoming fighters. The massive Gehenna is located in close proximity to an uncharted jump node, and we believe this is no coincidence. The SD Minotaurs, the destroyer not previously encountered, has also been detected near the installation. If we manage to obliterate these assets and blockade the jump node, Cross 128 will be finally considered secure and our war with the Shivans will finally come to an end. Because the Veritas and the Imhotep sustained considerable damage in previous engagements, the final strike will be carried out by our reinforcements from Laramis and Delta Serpentis. Their embarked squadron will provide support. The Laramis survivors, you must be wondering what the Laramis force will be comprised of, considering that we lost all contact with that system and every system beyond it at the very beginning of the conflict. Well, I've got some good news. Some of our forces have managed to survive the Shivan assault. The GTD Nerded and several other units, despite being effectively trapped and cut off, are still operational and will reinforce us on the final assault against the Shivans here in Ross 128. In particular, the reports we received from them concerning the destruction of the insidious Yesditon Barrage speak for themselves. As I speak, a special supply line is being set up to get the Nerded back to full readiness.
Okay, that's very helpful.
The uncharted node, the newly discovered node, seems too unstable for us to use, but poses no problem to Shivan subspace technology. Despite the fact that we may be unable to go beyond it, the highest authorities of both the GTA and the PBN have determined that the Gehenna and Minotaurs need to be destroyed immediately to secure Ross 128 and blockade the node. Further strongholds built around the node may, once and for all, discourage any Shivan attacks on our systems and finally induce our enemies to abandon their plans to invade our space. All pilots who have been selected for the upcoming operation are to report to their squadron leaders as soon as possible. Serpent and Kraken once again, our advance has resulted in our forces encountering previously unknown Shivan assets. The SF Serpent is a heavy fighter resembling the far more common Basilisk and Manticore units, but it is thought to be specialized for short to medium strikes on poorly defended, slowly moving targets such as cruisers and convoys. It lacks the maneuverability of a Manticore. However, the limited number of Serpents have been confirmed to have used a Kraken, a missile with extreme range that outperforms our own Phoenix D in all parameters except for explosive charge. These missiles may be a serious threat to combat spacecraft as well, but their sporadic use so far has not made their intended usage clear. Much like other new Shivan assets we recently encountered, the Serpent Fighter and Kraken long-range missiles have been unique to the Ross 128 front.
Oh, that definitely isn't great to hear. Wow.
The Gehenna, the first Shivan installation we have ever encountered, will be the main objective of our upcoming operation. Shivan forces are massed near the jump node, but we have a plan to spread them out into a wide area and make the Gehenna more vulnerable to our attacks. Our operation will be divided in a number of phases, in preparation for our coordinated final strike on the Gehenna. We will enter the field of engagement near to the estimated position for Karen 02, an Exira-class freighter which survived the initial PBN strike. Our first objective will be destroying this vessel and ending any jamming support it may be providing. Alpha and Beta, you will assault the freighter directly, while Gamma and Delta will eliminate its escort wing, designated Ares. The destruction of both Karen 02 and Ares will mark the true beginning of our planned strike on the airside of Gehenna. Two Henry's-class cruisers, the Hawker and the Shine Ryu, will enter the area to mount a fake attack on the Gehenna. The cruisers will jump in without any fighter escort to lure in as many Shivan craft as possible. They will traverse a pre-designated path, several clicks away from each other, and so our wings will be divided into two to form up on them. With this maneuver, we intend to lure the Minotaurs away from its current position, thus reducing the Gehenna's defenses. Two Henry's cruisers are no match for a demon and its numerous wings, so the Hawker and Shine Ryu will be ordered to withdraw if they're sufficiently threatened. Their role is to get the Minotaurs, or any other Shivan warship in the area, far enough from the Gehenna for us to perform the coordinated strike.
One by one.
With our Minotaurs in a favorable position for us to attack, Epsilon and Ava wings from the 148th Facetors will jump in to strike the Shivan destroyer. all pilots will have to support these wings during the attack. Should the Shivans send additional warships to support the Minotaurs during this phase of the operation, they should also be engaged and destroyed.
Obvious.
This phase will also depend on our capacity to quickly destroy any Shivan interceptors sent to outmaneuver our own bombers. We are confident, however, that the Minotaurs will fall to our attacks. Please note that the bombers will pull back to the Veritas soon afterwards, and will join us again later.
Okay, to require supply this thing.
The Mendnefer, an Avium-class destroyer, will jump at a safe distance in order to bombard the Minotaurs and finish off the destroyer. It will also deploy no less than 2 wings of fighters to form an effective screen from any bombers that should move to attack it. The Mendnefer will then continue to approach the Gehenna and attack any targets of opportunity that set a course for it, abandoning their stronghold around the jump node. You will be asked to form up with the Mendnefer and provide additional cover. No bombing run on the Gehenna will be authorized at this point of the operation. The GTD Netherwood will then be deployed on the other side of the battlefield to strike the remaining Shivan assets, including the Gehenna itself. The destroyer will immediately deploy a number of bomber and fighter wings to perform an assault on key enemy assets in proximity of the Gehenna. The 200 burst Seasters will lead the bomber strike. The Netherwood will deploy fighters from the 211 Orcus to provide cover. Our squadron will be too far to assist these units, but don't worry, they'll turn whatever comes into their range into shreds. This will be our first encounter with the Netherwood and her units in months. She's been resupplied and her code has confirmed she's fully operational. If things go as planned, we'll personally meet them following the end of this bloody war. When the Shivan presence has been severely compromised, all wings will be ordered to strike the Gehenna and all remaining Shivan assets left in the area. That's where we will come in and move to strike. Our destroyers will continue to bombard the installation and all warships still left nearby, effectively crippling the enemy's capacity to counterattack. If necessary, more warships and strike wings will be deployed to provide additional assistance. The installation is expected to be extremely durable and well protected from prolonged assaults. It also seems to be equipped with powerful plasma turrets which may strike back at our warships. However, with the destruction of these turrets and space superiority in our hands, the installation will be destroyed. This is expected to mark the end of Shivan strikes in GTA and EVN space. The battlefield will definitely be more dynamic than our plans could ever predict, so we expect anything to happen. Our reactions to any new development will be the key factor in ensuring victory. Most of the unpredictability in this operation comes from whatever assets the Shivans may sortie from the Uncharted system. We have also extremely limited information concerning the ongoing sub-units, 4 large panels placed around the installation which seem to be something between a separate entity of their own and a massive extension to the installation itself. These are variables we've taken into account which should not, however, compromise the outcome of the operation. Regardless of the Shivan response to our strike, this system can and will be finally secured with the destruction of the Gehenna. Launch is in 20 minutes. Pilot dismissed.
Alright, looks like this is going to be a seriously long fight. Destroy the Shivan installation Gehenna, defend allied warships during the assault, and support our forces attacking the SD Minotaurus. Alright, what have we got? Oh, that's there. There we go. So let's see now. Definitely Hercules is the one way to go. What weapons have I got? Prometheus. Well, yeah, I guess that would be the best choice in this sense. However, I will need more missiles than that. I really do wish we had had Tempest missiles at this point in time. It would have made such a difference. But I guess the Prometheus will have to do for now. Alright, wish me luck. Oh, cutscenes. I like it. Yo, look at that thing.
Data on the Gehenna is still sketchy, but our experts' hypotheses on it may be confirmed. We'll let frontline strike groups pave the way for our own deployment. We'll be monitoring the situation.
What the hell is that? Don't tell me it's one of those stupid transports. Oh god, it's another one
We
of them.
have reached the designated coordinates. Command. We're now moving to attack Karen 02. Its jamming field isn't that intense. Alright, once we clear that target, the operation will be free to continue. Let's move. As you know, destroying the freighter will trigger a chain reaction. Do not waste ammo firing on the cargo containers. Pilots. Gamma and Delta, engage Harry and eliminate those manticores before they press Alpha and Beta. We can afford to lose any spacecraft at the beginning of this operation. As soon as Harry's wing has been destroyed, focus on neutralizing Karen and its cargo containers. The rest of our strike force is currently on standby and will be progressively sorted according to our plans. You'll be informed of any developments. Acknowledged. Command.
Oh
Both
god, can't
Karen
even tell
and
them what to
Harry's
do.
wing will soon be history.
Well, at least the EMP isn't as bad as the last time we did this.
Eliminate the designated targets. We are postponing the next phase of our operation.
Oh, whoops, I'm taking the wrong side. There we go.
Karen 02 is going down. Stay clear.
Alright, let's mop up the rest, boys.
Nice work eliminating the Resurecta. Pilots. Jamming field clear. Destroy your target ASAP. Pilots. Our cruisers are on standby, waiting for you to clear the area.
Yeah, isn't that always the case? Yeah, I think this is the next thing that kind of needs an upgrade in the game. The support ship.
Harry's wing
Yo.
has been wiped out.
Rearming complete.
The operation may continue. Our cruisers Shine Green and Hawker are about to enter the battlefield. Pilots. GTC Shine Green entering the area with the designated coordinates. Confirming our preset navigation path. Hawker here. Moving on the designated pattern. We're counting on you, pilots. Pilots, get close to the cruisers and provide assistance. It won't be long before the Shivans decide to sortie bombers or even the Minotaurus itself. So we must be ready to repel their attack. Our bomber wings are standing by.
Roger that, sir. Yes, sir.
A wing of Shaitan bombers has aborted its attack on the PVC base and jumped into subspace. We're tracking the enemy wing to your position. Be ready to intercept. Pissy's wing has jumped in and is headed for us. Command.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so YC22.
Affirmative, sir.
Pissy's wing is approaching fast. Alpha and Delta. Intercept those Shaitans.
Thank goodness.
To all GTI operatives on board either vessel, please send preliminary reports of your findings via the encrypted channel. The GTI. So this side of the battle is not all about getting the Minotaurus out from its place. I assume every day you don't see the Sheevan installation right in front of an uncharted node, so some GTI involvement seems obvious. I wondered if the PPI is also involved.
Roger that, sir.
Command, we have a new class of Sheevan bombers taking off from the Mohawk corvettes stationed near the Gehenna. Acknowledged. Shine Reboot. The bomber class has been designated as the Aegis. All pilots, be ready to intercept these units. Preliminary reports show that this bomber is very similar in shape to the Nephilim.
Whoa.
Reading a full wing of Basilisk fighters taking off from the Gehenna. They're moving to engage. Please provide cover.
Well, I may as well move in there and try and see if I can pick off a few of them quickly. It'll definitely help.
Command.
Look at the speed of those bombers. They're going at
but not maximum
83.
speed. It's unclear
What?
whether it's positioning itself to fire on our cruisers. We'll find out soon. Pilot, intercept the bombers and eliminate Capricorn Wing for now. We'll send reinforcements to deal with the Minotaurs when the time comes. The Aegis class seems a smaller version of the Nephilim in all aspects.
Wow.
Much more agile but not heavily
You know what? Just like with any Sheevan craft, without their shields, they're not exactly that threatening.
Approach to launch their torpedoes on us. Move to intercept.
Actually, I think these things have actually got
Few
weaker
shots
shields,
in
to
the
be
right
honest.
places, and the Aegis goes down fast.
Now, if they were sending like lots of Maras after us, then fine, I would probably be worried.
Reading Aegis bombers on close approach vector. Intercept them, pilot.
How many bloody sentry guns these guys have? Yeah, I don't think we have all that much to worry about, to be quite honest. The way I see it, I'm fairly certain that those bombers aren't exactly anything as insane as the Nephilim, to be honest, and also the ones after that. Where is he going?
Reading another way from Ares Wing taking off from the Minotaurs. They're moving to engage.
Yeah, ain't that just how it goes?
Command, the Minotaurus is now maneuvering to face our cruisers in combat. Acknowledged. Monitoring its movements and planning the next phase of our operation. We're waiting for the right moment to deploy our bombers. Attention command, this is an intel from the Palladium Hotel. We advise that there is possible Sheevan activity throughout the system. We have lost contact with several Seshet scouts and we believe they've been ambushed by Sheathen patrols. Visual contact with a stealth fighter at close range confirmed. There must be other Chimera units nearby. Exercise caution.
Oh, stealth fighters. Oh, that's just helpful. But then again, it's not like they're much of a threat.
Chimera down.
They're so
Watch
weak.
for other stealth fighters.
I don't even need to track these guys, they just die so easily. Oh yeah, nice, you scratch my paintwork. That's what you get. Well, it would seem that our cruisers are surprisingly having no issues. Maybe, just maybe, I can maybe do some damage to those, lure the Minotaur. Oh, that's helpful. It can't take damage.
Out of curiosity, Command, is there any other secret mission being carried out? If the GDI and possibly the PVI are involved, why don't they deploy their own units?
They never
Each
do.
branch of the Alliance is taking a specific role in this operation without interfering with each other. We are meant to secure the node and bring this war to an end. Any other activities are on the parallel path. Command, Epsilon and A wing are being launched as indicated. Standing by for the deployment order. With all due respect, Command, we're
Whoa.
being thrown at something unknown with little to no idea on what could be behind the node. Whatever the GDI and PVI plans are, I'd rather they carry them out themselves. Our priority
Need to take
is
out that
to put
cannon.
an end to the war that caused the loss of
It's
so
gonna
many.
shred this cruiser at this
Every
rate.
single action taken is meant to reduce the risks for our units. Discussion over. Command, this is the Hawker. We're engaging on subspace drives. Shine read here. Powering up subspace drives to meet the field of engagement. There can't be any more stealth fighters out there. They didn't make that many.
Stupid little bastards, these ones.
Our cruisers did what they could. The next phase of the operation will begin shortly. Pilots, be ready for our attack on the SD Minotaurs. Epsilon and A wind are about to enter the area. Pilots, support the bombers in their effort to weaken the Minotaurs before the Nefer jumps in. Epsilon wing here. We're moving to attack the SD Minotaurs. All other wings, support the Ursa bombers as they carry on their attack. Protect our heavy bombers from interceptors and ensure a safe bombing run by destroying defensive turrets. The Minotaurs is deploying more fighters. Reading Basilisk and Scorpion fighters. Don't let them impede your mission. Pilots, weakening the Minotaurs is vital for us. We're monitoring Epsilon and A's approach to the Minotaurs. 8 clips to target. 7 clips to target. Maintain a tight formation and proceed. Six clips to target.
Why don't you start that?
bombers are 5 clicks away from our target. For clicks to target.
Seriously? These things are starting to really get on my nerves now, these things.
Three clicks to target. Be ready for your onslaught. How many stealth fighters are left? The Nefer has been deployed. It should be arriving momentarily. Epsilon and Ada, commence your bombing run on the Minotaurs. Go weapons off. This is the
Ooh,
PvP
very
Nefer.
nice.
We're moving into position.
What does this
Bringing
thing
our
look like?
heavy turret to bear on the Minotaurs.
Whoa. Okay, now I can see how the ship suit got its design from this. Nice.
The Minotaurus has sustained moderate damage to its hull.
Yes, sir.
Roger that, sir.
This is Data Wing, forming up on the ATM destroyer. Terrans, launch your torpedoes at the demon. The Minotaurus hull integrity is close to critical levels. The Minotaurus has sustained massive damage from our attacks. A few more shocks and the Sheevens will
Oh my
lose
god,
another
that's only a
demon-class
secondary
destroyer.
objective?
Well done. The Minotaurus is going down. Stay clear from the blast radius. That was the last Sheevan capital ship in Terran and will soon space. This is Iota Wing. Supporting data informing a defensive screen around the Nefer.
Engaging now, sir.
Alright, boys. Let's finish him off.
Engaging enemy.
Alright, boys, let's
The
finish him
Sheevan
off.
cruiser Electo is moving to engage us. It's a heavily armed and armored lid. We may need support from combat spacecraft in our battle with it.
Just how many of these bloody tridents are there?
A wing of Seraphim-class bombers has
Destroy
taken
the
off from
Electo.
leaving small subspace fluctuations compatible
There it
with
is.
intensity with manned rudder torpedoes. We need you to intercept these bombers before they fire these torpedoes.
Impressive, pilot.
That's what I thought.
This crate's about to blow. Calling in for support.
Yeah, that doesn't really work that way, but if you want to keep thinking that. Kinda glad I went with Prometheus for this. Sounds like these I kinda wish I had
Jet pilot
tasers.
is now within range. They're firing manned rudder torpedoes at us. Intercept them.
My graphics card's getting pretty warm tonight, don't know why. Sorry if that noise is, if that's a big noise though, but it's been very hot where I am. So yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
a scene we've observed many times already. Men Nefer, be ready for a second manned rudder bombing run. Pilot, we need you to protect us from this second manned rudder torpedo swarm. The Electo has been destroyed.
Start destroying sentry guns wherever we can, because those things are just going to be a nightmare to deal with just now. especially with this many that's out here. Hello, what have we got here? Mandragora. Oh, hey, there you go. Best way to deal with them: just destroy the fucking bombers. Easiest option, by far. This one's already heavily damaged. Ah, there it is, there it is. Look, the rest of the fighters are finally doing their job.
All Seraphim bombers in Gemini Wing are down. Once
Perfect.
again, we have stopped the Mandragora swarm. The meter pit has been deployed to this sector. The destroyer will attack the remaining Shivan assets from the other side of the battlefield. You'll get to watch some fireworks from a safe distance. Remain close to the Mendnefer pilot. We need to weaken the Shivan stronghold before our final run.
I'm on it.
This is the GTD narrated to all units fighting the Shivans in this area. We are about to sortie our wings to perform surgical strikes on enemy positions.
Nice. Oh boy, I wish we had beam cannons now.
Jumping in from the unknown system.
Oh, hello.
Prepare to engage them.
Huh. Interesting.
Attacking your target.
The Persephone and Amter are moving to engage the Nereid. We're reading on our sensors that the Shomalka is moving to engage the Mendnefer. The Shivans are leaving the Gehenna unguarded. This is Capella now taking off. We're moving to strike the designated target.
Engaging enemy.
I don't care what target you guys destroy, just take something out.
Reading even more launches from the Gehenna. Configuration of one of the deployed spacecraft types is unknown.
What? Kidding me.
The new Shivan fighter class is designated as F. Gordon. We are unable to provide estimations on its combat capability. Brush out any additional fighters you may need. This is Lambda Wing. Moving to attack the incoming Shivan warships.
Engaging enemy.
If we see it, we'll turn it to dust. That Kane cruiser is mine.
Reading multiple launches from the Gehenna. We have Hodges and Nephilim bombers taking off. Those bombers are probably going to attack us, but we are sending in an escort wing to take care of this threat. The strike operation should proceed as planned.
It's nice that they actually have done the right thing in this mission. They've actually deployed enough units to actually deal with the problem, instead of just making it ridiculous to do like an entire mission like this with like 2 wings of pilots if you're lucky, because there's not enough assets.
We have launched Omicron wing to provide fighter cover to our bombers.
Roger, sir.
these gun class cruisers aren't exactly anything special. They're not even at there, they're actually on par with the Fenderson when it comes to
Why
firepower.
aren't the sheep ready for casting the men's never as well? Asterisk, undecipherable asterisk.
Oh,
Men never. Correct your heading and proceed to the designated waypoint.
don't backstab us.
PVD men never. This is command. Proceed to the designated waypoint. You're heading towards the Nerid. You may endanger our destroyer if you proceed this way. Your communication subsystems aren't reporting any malfunctions. Correct your heading. Command. Men never. We read you. Command. There's a major mutiny occurring. Several decks are already lost. It seems to be a well-coordinated effort to take full control of this ship. We can't determine who is behind it. Is it the Hammer of Light? There's no place in the land of Oblivion for the Hammer of Light. There's no such thing as a failed prophecy. Brothers, admire the fulfillment of our ancestors' manuscripts. The gate is about to open, unleashing all of its power. Only a fool would try to stop the relentless flow of justice through the cosmos. Brothers, come and admire this glory. Halt whoever attempts to stop the flow. That's impossible. Men never. All officers entering this system were screened for loyalists. We can't have them here. And now, we cannot permit this operation to be disrupted. They're shutting down our cannons and setting course to strike the GTD Nerid. The mutineers can no longer be stopped. We need to regroup and we're being fired at by their turrets, and some of the escort fighters are moving to engage. We need an immediate mission update. Command. Nerid. Abort the operation immediately and proceed to the rendezvous point. All pilots, brace yourselves and wait for a mission update. This isn't over yet. Overloading our subspace drive and setting the course to the rendezvous point. We'll see you there, pilots. Engage subspace drive at once. You're underestimating us, Terrans. We'll let the gate flow and fulfill the final prophecy. Force the subspace drive overload to the rendezvous point. Those coordinates are classified and encrypted. If the mutineers have them, they'll attack the Nerid at once. Precisely. The blasphemous assailants of the final prophecy, shouting at the gate, will then become hunted. Ancient manuscripts are once again proving to be the final path to truth. Pilots, secure the immediate surroundings from the Hammer of Light defectors. Wings, Kappa through Omicron. We need you to urgently to support the Nerid. Falcon through Delta. Take down the road Seshat Scouts and proceed to strike the sentry gun perimeter around the Gehenna. We'll provide a new strike plan shortly. Roger. Command. Now's our chance to make history despite the swarm of history incest fanatics.
Engaging enemy.
Gotcha.
I guess that the mystery of the disappeared Seshat Scouts has been solved the hard way. The hell has been behind this for how long?
Keep your wits about you, everyone. Don't let them rattle you. That's what they want. Still got a job to do here. Let's do it.
Taking heavy damage. Need to repair. Taking damage. Request cover.
Gotcha.
The Gehennas must have triggered new momentum in their fanaticism. Who knows what their ancient manuscripts say about it?
Clear the sentry guns.
Hull taking serious damage.
Sentry guns, such a pain in the ass.
Eliminate all targets of opportunity around the Gehenna pilot. We're detecting TPD and cruisers captured by the hammer of light on approach vector. Ignore them and proceed with your mission. We must end this now.
Whoa, what the
There's
hell
a
is going on?
gigantic space vortex opening. My spacecraft is shaking. Same thing here. I have never seen anything like it.
All hope abandoned, ye who enter in. Oh, good grief. Alright, let's...
Alpha 1, do you read? We're stuck in this uncharted subspace corridor. The Gehenna is in front of us, dragging all of our spacecraft into this tunnel. It's somehow triggering the strong gravitational field, and all of my controls are tilted.
What?
I'm not reading any sources of motion from the installation, and my sensors seem to go crazy whenever I try to obtain information from its four large panels. I have no idea what's going to happen, but this corridor can't be infinite in length. We're going to end up somewhere. We'll fight for our very survival.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I still can't maneuver my fighter. The gravitational lock is still in place. Will this subspace corridor ever end?
Oh, that's better.
We have jumped through, and very fast I may add. We're in a system unrecognized by our navigation systems, reading gargantuan gravity fluctuations. They're strong enough to shake our own spacecraft. Quick, we need to eliminate the Gehenna. The source of these energy blasts lies deep within the Ungolion panels. We need to destroy them all. Are we going to remain trapped here? The node is too unstable and we may not be able to return back. It makes no difference. We need to proceed and watch out for these fighters. I'm reading other unknown shooting facilities all around us, but we need to focus on the Gehenna. Lilith cruiser approaching. Designation implicit. Avoid the cruiser. That is not our primary objective.
You got a bogey on your tail. Check your 6, pilot.
Yeah, it's always that kind of case.
Hull taking serious damage.
Oh, crumbly. Stupid hammer of blood assholes. They're gonna ruin it for everyone. Crazy bastards. Oh, I thought they were supposed to expect us to destroy this thing, but there goes the first. Oh, come on. There we go.
Reading the full wings of basilisks launching from the Gehenna. Designation is Scorpio.
Oh shit, there they are.
Losing system. Help me out.
Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. Oh,
Show my
come on.
That's
Really?
a first-class destroyer, and it's headed this way. To Ross 128. We need to take out the Gehenna immediately and pull back. Regardless of what, we need to warn the Alliance. The Diabolos has sorted the wing of Hydra. Get everything on Godleon panel destroyed. We have to disrupt the Gehenna at once. Demon-class destroyer jumping in.
Could one of you flyboys give me some cover?
Easier said than done. Good grief, these things take a long time to kill. It's about right though, if you think about it.
Demon has jumped in.
Oh, come on, you've got to be kidding me.
Alpha 1, my sensors are reporting some sort of data marking from the Gehenna to you. Be careful. Watch out. There are Chimera fighters nearby. Reading
Oh,
over a
wonderful.
Gordon-class fighter taking off from the Gehenna. Alpha 1, they may be going after you. The Gehenna is marking your position. Evade the Gordon, Alpha 1.
Oh, for God's sakes. Damn, those guys work quickly.
I still can't maneuver my fighter. The gravitational lock is still in place. Will this subspace corridor ever end?
Nope,
We
cannot
have jumped
call
through,
support ships
and
and
very
nothing.
fast, I may add.
Wonderful.
We're in a system unrecognized by our navigation systems. Reading gargantuan gravity fluctuations. They're strong enough to shake our own spacecraft. Quick, we need to eliminate the Gehenna. The source of these energy blasts lies deep within the Ungodleon panels. We need to destroy them all. Are
Wonderful.
we going to remain trapped here? The node is too unstable and we may not be able to return back. It makes no difference. We need to proceed and watch out for these fighters. I'm reading other unknown Sheathen facilities all around us, but we need to focus on the Gehenna. Lilith cruiser approaching. Designation intrusive. Avoid the cruiser. That is not our primary objective.
Taking damage. Request cover.
It becomes a case of like, you know, well, as if things weren't hard enough for us already. Might be able to destroy one of these. Shit, one of our gun missiles just to destroy just one of these. Missiles. Oh, very helpful. Maybe if I can destroy one of them, it might help.
Reading a full wing of basilisks launching from the Gehenna. Designation is Scorpio. First Leon subunit destroyed. Reading the surgeon power levels.
Of course, nobody else is doing any work. I'm having to do everything myself. Go figure. Lucifer.
So my... That's a Lucifer class destroyer. And it's headed this way. To Ross 128. We need to take out the Gehenna immediately and pull back. Regardless of what. We need to warn the Alliance. The Diabolos has sorted a wing of Hydras. Get everything on the Leon panel destroyed. We have to disrupt the Gehenna at once.
The shaking on it, it's so difficult. Damn, these cannons are powerful.
A second demon has jumped in. Watch out. There are Chimera fighters nearby.
Attacking your target. Engaging now, sir.
Alpha 1, my sensors are reporting some sort of data marking from the Gehenna to you. Be careful. Reading an incoming Mola corvette. Reading a wing of Gorgon-class fighters taking off from the Gehenna. Alpha 1, they may be going after you. The Gehenna is marking your position. Evade the Gorgon, Alpha 1.
Jeez Louise, man. Enough with the shaking. God, these guys cannot sit still for 2 seconds.
Another Moloch arriving. Same pattern as the other ships.
Man, come on!
Fighter on your tail, sir.
Yeah, I know that. Not much I can do about it.
Yes, sir. Could one of you fly boys give me some cover?
Cable cruiser on its way to the node.
Good grief, how strong are the shields on this thing?
Fighter on your tail, sir.
Yeah, I noticed. There's not much I can do.
We have a kid jumping in. I'm reading another massive jump signature heading this way. It's a Sheevan destroyer. Class unknown. The jump node is destabilized. We're trapped here. The Sheevan fleet is advancing. This is the end. Hope is lost. Forever. A Christian heard the news, and reported it 2 days later, when the celebrations were over. The final victory over the Sheevans was now official, with celebrations taking place all across GTA and PVN systems. He then wrote his final report on the GT Veritas. There were rumors about the outcome of the final strike on the Sheevan stronghold in Ross 128. All details are classified, but rumors of an extremely weird and fatal subspace phenomenon are spreading. All information regarding the operation is classified, accessible only to the highest ranks of the GTA and PVN, but it appears that many good pilots were lost in the process. Many officers on the Veritas are still shocked, and have no idea that the result was of so much loss. We do know, however, that the Sheevan entrance point has definitely collapsed, just like the Soul Jump node in Delta Serpentines, therefore cutting off any possible incoming Sheevan armadas, potentially forever. As a civilian reporter headed on the Orion destroyer, I experienced the last stages of this conflict and talked to many people, all suffering their losses in this war. I experienced, for the first time in my life, the serious risk of dying, and experienced that risk many times. I am extremely grateful to the fine officers, crew and pilots who served the Alliance. In particular, I am grateful to the lost souls of those who didn't come back from the final mission. What they did was extraordinary. We are grateful that the wars that changed so much in our civilization are over, yet mournful that even at the very end, with victory at hand, so many had to lose their lives. This is a fate awaiting those who take part in a space conflict, a battlefield where victory itself can fool you. A Christian Voynotsky reported from the Messenger of Jericho.
What the absolute hell was that? So no matter what, we were never going to win that one. Huh. Alright. Okay, so I'm guessing that means that is that for Gehenna's Gate. So the next one's going to be the Spirit of Ptah. A year and a half have passed since the Great War, but the Alliance still struggling to secure the star systems it managed to protect from the Lucifer. Recently, a Hammer of Light has gained momentum, and the GTD Ixion has been deployed to Vesuda to assist the PVN in dealing with these fanatics. Alright, so this is going to be the next chapter of this little mod. So for now, I think we'll leave it at that for now. And that way I can also explain to you my new projects. Currently, I'm actually working on a short story set in the Freespace universe that I'm probably going to, once I finish writing everything, I'm definitely going to do a little audiobook on the channel. If you guys are interested in hearing it, please let me know in the comments below. Title at the moment of the story, it's basically set straight after the explosion of Capella, and we will basically be a part of a small group of survivors just outside the exclusion zone of where the supernova went off. But if, like I said, it's only if you guys would like to hear it. If so, please let me know in the comments below, and once I've definitely completed a few chapters, I'll definitely be doing a sit down and reading it to you. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.